Now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, welcome back everybody, Big D Energy, right here, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl, that guy is Darren McCarty, that guy is Terry Foster.
And I just woke up.
And he just woke up, but hey, T-Foss is a vet of the game. He caught a little nap, 10:59, boom, he's ready to rock, man. Like, that's the way that's professional. That's why I like the pros, Terry. That's why I like professional sports. I don't care what you do to get ready, as long as when the lights come on, you're ready to go.
Let's go.
And T-Foss is ready to go. Sam Flannel is ready to go. We got the flannel cam back up and operational, right?
Oh, it's frozen right now.
Ah, great. That's awesome. That means that we can put the Legend Killer graphic back up there whenever he talks. We got Spencer Raxter here. One half of the Woodward Heavyweights, 5 to 7 every day right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But it is a Thursday. I am ready to go. Y'all are ready to go. Remember, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts in there. As you guys contribute, we will respond and we will get things going. We will talk some Red Wings. People are fired up about the Red Wings, Terry Foster.
What else are we fired up?
You know why? Because I haven't seen them play yet. I mean, we haven't been fired up about everybody until we actually see them play this year.
Yeah. No, and I get it. You know, the hopium is strong. We are going to talk some Red Wings coming up in just a little bit. Some Lions, house clean that we have to do. It is still NFL season. Maybe not here anymore, but it is NFL season. I have a question for you guys, and this is off the board. I didn't even make mention of it until right now. I'm getting to the point, I've had my cell phone now for about 2.5 years, and the battery's dying
Quick.
at a pretty good clip. We do have to do the midday charge to get through the day now. Are you guys like me? I'm just going to get a new phone. Like, that's how I'm not, people say, well, just replace the battery and stuff like that. I'm just going to get a new phone. Because if I'm going to go through that, I'm just going to get a new phone.
Okay. Here's the number one debate, and it's funny because take a lot of pictures, right? And when you get an Android person to use an iPhone person's phone to take a picture, it's the biggest fight there is in the world. I don't know how to use this. What's all these cameras? I have two phones. I have an iPhone 6 and an iPhone 7. They probably should have been upgraded years before.
Years ago.
I'm one of these people I'm afraid to lose like some contacts or emails. Or if you look, I got like 30,000 emails in the clip. Like, it's one of those hoarder things. So I guess, are you iPhone or Android guy first?
Always iPhone.
So what iPhone do you have now?
I think I have the XR.
Okay, so would you
So
go
the 10-ish.
So right to the 14 now?
I don't do that though, T. I'm not gonna jump into the 14. I'll be like more of a 12 guy.
To answer your question, yes. To answer your question, I would until it was the absolute inconvenience, because I'm running into the same problem about the charge, and thank you for bringing it up, because maybe you will get me off my rear end to replace it. But I will go maybe a little bit. Yes, so I guess, Neal, the battery would cause me to replace the phone. Yeah. More than I would keep replacing screens, and I've broken so many and do all that stuff. But the battery is the biggest pain in the behind, so yes.
Yeah, so I'm just not dealing with it.
You know why they do that? Because younger people, I got to get the phone as soon as I can. Bam. And then when you get older, it's like, shit, I don't need a phone. This one works fine. And they said, well, the camera's a little bit clear. And that phone you got is clear as hell. So what they do, and this is to get us, they make sure that the battery doesn't charge. So that we go out and get a new one, and then we're back on their plan for 2 more years. Because we don't need a new phone. When you had a landline, you only replaced the phone when it totally broke. And here, I got a new phone the other day. I'm pissed about it, too. Because I had my earbuds sync to the other phone. It won't sync to this one. I took it in. I did it myself. I got all kinds of people to work on it.
Work on it.
It will not sync.
Well, you use a Droid though, right?
I'm a Droid.
There's your problem.
I'm the S22, whatever it is.
And
look,
it starts.
We're not that show. All right. I prefer an iPhone. I tried a Droid. I didn't like it. I'm not going to phone shame people or doing it. You do what you want to do. You guys know this about me. My baseline. Do whatever you want to do. As long as you doing what you want to do leaves me alone. It's not about you. It's about me in the end, like everybody else. But see, the problem with the Droid thing is, and you know this, Spence, with Terry.
Yeah.
Extra steps are involved now to share documents, to show sheets, prep, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Becomes kind of a pain in the ass.
It does a little bit.
Just a little bit. Now, you'll deal with it. You're a pro. You'll talk about it under your breath or whatever. You and I in the back hall will laugh about it, and then we'll move on about our day. Because we're pros like that.
Exactly.
But this here, I mean, I'm doing it. It's starting to lag. The battery's dying. I'm just going to get a new phone, man. I don't care about your tips and tricks.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm just going to go get a new phone. Maybe I'm giving into the machine, Terry, as you say. That
we
could
all
be
get
it.
into the machine.
I love it. Rick just said that I was about to have a heel Neal, snooty Neal 2 furnace moment, but then I said I have a 6 and 7, so I'm
Yeah, you know
so
what?
I get put in the snooty.
I'm going to be a snoot right now.
Okay.
One reason people don't want to turn in their phone is because they are afraid to lose information.
Yeah.
I got a girl named Ashley. She gets all my stuff loaded to the new phone. Every single picture, email, text, nude picture, they're all on my new phone.
And they all carry over, right,
They
T-Boss?
carry over.
Are there any... the time of Chesty Malone was before the cell phone era, right?
It was, yes.
And that's good. Probably for you and for Chesty.
Right.
It's good for all of us.
But
That's why I'm
good for
sitting
everybody.
here right now.
But it does not stop me from having another Chesty on there. It may not be as big, but it's still on there.
Noted for all you young Fosterites out there.
Just real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat poll.
Oh, God.
When your battery won't charge, do you just buy a new phone? And be honest with me, because I want to know.
You don't have to buy
It's
a new
not
phone.
like a vape pen. You can't just throw it away. It's when it's like obnoxiously.
And that's what it is. Because usually I get this about every, like I said, 2.5, 3-ish years.
Yeah.
The phone is like paid off right now or whatever.
Maybe that's the question. Like people in the chat thread.
No, no.
often do you
Let me help
replace your
him out.
phone? How often do you replace your
He
phone?
doesn't have to buy a new phone. They had the Samsung thing where you could get the new phone for free.
You said Samsung.
With Matthew Stafford.
You don't even
Now they're
speak-
doing the same thing with
you don't
iPhone now.
speak
You get
Korean?
$800 off.
Right.
Yeah, you could probably turn yours in and get
Right, and
a
get
nice
a new
check
phone
towards your
free.
new one.
Yeah.
So
I
do
mean,
it. Hurry up.
But God, it just phones and cars.
Yeah.
They suck to buy, dude.
Yeah.
They do, because you got to clear out your calendar for at least an afternoon. At least an afternoon.
Cars and hockey sticks are the same to me. Expendable.
No,
but they
get
are
my girl.
expensive.
Hey, yo! If you get Ashley, she'll put everything on your new phone. You won't have to.
Well, I do
that.
have the I do have the iCloud.
iCloud,
so,
yeah.
So everything's synced to the cloud.
I have the iCloud.
Oh, shut up, D-Mac. You got
Tone again.
Yeah.
It was Tone.
D-Mac got 4 or 5 iClouds, but he can't talk.
Open up his car door.
He got the American cloud, the Canadian cloud. He probably got one in England.
The Pinconning cloud.
Right.
Yeah, all of them. The up
Queen
north
cloud.
cloud.
That Australia.
Jake Wagner at WoodwardSports.com chat thread says D-Mac got 2 phones. You and Kevin Gates, man. You got 2 phones. 66% of you say yes. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. That makes me feel better.
But how often?
What's that?
3 years?
Yeah, 2 to 3, 2 to 3.5-ish years, right around there.
I'm on 7 with one and probably 3 with the other. So
Rack says, Neal, funny you mentioned that. I got the new iPhone being delivered today. I'm still rocking the iPhone 10. Now, I am past that point in my life, though. Like, I
need
will.
a new phone every time.
Yeah, I don't need the new phone. I even now, if I do pull the trigger on this, I'll go iPhone 12 or whatever. I just like the bigger screen.
Yeah.
That's like the pro size screen or whatever. I do like the bigger screen.
Bro, they're up to 14 now.
Right. No, I know. But I like to stay, just a slot or 2 behind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I choose to operate. And Lorenzo Peterson, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I missed the home button. Do we miss the home button?
Nah. It was nice, but I don't miss it per se.
I think I still have it.
I think you do.
I got it. I got a 6 and a 7. I think I still have the home button.
You still got the flip.
Yeah. Detroit Dabber 313. There's variables to that question. Am I due for an upgrade? Yes. How old is a phone, etc. About 3-ish years. Like I own it free and clear. It's almost phones are like a car now, with their little finance plan and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I just finished paying off my phone.
Yeah. So I mean that does hit a little different in that respect.
Do they do upgrades still? Like, I remember,
well, I mean, they don't do an upgrade. You get the phone and you pay for the phone.
They call it an upgrade, so you don't think you're paying for it. But you know, it's like a phone is like being in a gang. Once you're in the gang, you can't get out.
You're in for life.
Right, you're in for life. That's the same thing with the cell phone.
I wish my favorite, if they would have stopped at the text pager. The one that you could text, but it was the pager.
Yeah.
Boom. Right there. Technology stopped there. I'd be happy. That was my favorite device out of all of it.
Southpaw Slab says, I missed the flip. The flip phone was dope.
Yeah.
I like the Motorola.
Oh yeah.
You pull out the antenna. Mm-hmm. The flip phone was pretty cool. I'm with you on that.
I had a Razor back in the day. The Razor was sweet.
You guys are a little younger. Do you remember the cell phone where you had to carry the bag?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
Absolutely. That was the first one. My dad owned an air conditioning company, and in the work van, it had the phone bag with the plug-in and whatever like that, and you carry the bag around with you. The coolest. You unplug it.
Then they had it. You had to put an antenna on your car so you could get better cell phone coverage.
And it had a magnet on there?
Yep. Sure did.
Rack radio waves beamed into your head.
Yeah. Rack says the Sidekick was legit.
Sidekick was legit.
Jeremy Anderson Tifa says blood in, blood out.
Oh wow. have you seen the new Samsung Flip?
Yeah.
That thing weighs 8 pounds.
Detroit Dabber 313, the Motorola StarTAC. That one, because that was like the next in the flip phone, and that one flipped open from the top. The StarTAC was my favorite cell phone of all time.
I had I think it was called the Glide, and it like slid up and slid to the side, so you had the full keyboard and the texting. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Kevin and Muskegon, if you're gonna get a new phone, get the 14. To me, it's just a battery. I'm just buying a battery. That's it.
Pretty much. I mean, think about it though. It's the lead into the electronic car.
Yeah.
Right?
Jack Harrington, let's get to the sports talk, please. Okay, Jack, we will. Let's do it. Let me tell you about...
Tell Jack to kiss our ass.
Easy. That? Jack Harrington is a longtime contributor to the show.
I don't care. Don't tell us what to do.
Those words, Jack, are those of Terry Foster, in no way represent the entity that is Big D Energy. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. They're offering a special right now, $1 down, $10 per month. That fits under any salary cap. From now until October 14th, which I believe is tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Tomorrow is Friday. Get on this, everybody. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home, or go to planetfitness.com. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live from the Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day, Wednesday, October 26th. We'll be bringing prizes, everybody. Michigan versus Michigan State tickets. Also with that, you get a 1-year free black card membership to Planet Fitness. Signed Darren McCarty jersey. Signed Braylon Edwards jersey. It's all going to be up for grabs. Make sure you come out and see us. Planet Fitness, Ryan Road, Sterling Heights, Wednesday, October 26th. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
DMAC for Alta Equipment and Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything that you need to get the job done. If you have a bog project coming up, it is the fall. You might. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. Happy to have you all with us, woodwardsports.com. Chat, thread, tap in. Terry had a great story, and I think that this is very pliable right now, and it really got me to thinking, and I'm going to lay out my points in just a couple of seconds. But Terry, you had a good friend of yours that was...
One of my girls lives in Dallas.
Yeah, and was given a proposal. Not that kind of proposal. A bet offer.
But her complaint about people in Dallas, the National Football League doesn't exist outside of the Dallas Cowboys. There's no other teams. So she can't get anybody to play fantasy football or anything like that. So anyway, there was a guy from Chicago, and he said, let's make a bet, $100 bet. I bet you the Chicago Bears will win more games than the Detroit Lions. So, since I'm in the sports business, she called me, hey, should I take this bet? And this is before the season began. I'm like, go ahead, take it. You know, take the Lions, because she wanted to take the Lions so bad over the Bears. And I broke my cardinal rule. Never bet on or against the Detroit Lions.
Lions
well, right now, the Bears have a better record than the Detroit Lions. I bought into all the hype about the Lions being better. I also listened to dumbass Adam, who said the Bears, that team sucks so bad, they're going to go 0-17. I guarantee it. No. So I bought all into that. Now I feel bad because the Bears are one game ahead of the Lions. So I'm afraid to call. She might cuss me out. Well, she won't cuss me out because she wanted to bet on the Lions. So, but is this a bet that's going to hold up? They got to play twice, and I assume they would split games, so that'd be a wash right there.
And wins will be at a premium for both sides.
Right.
I think that's fair to say.
So is her bet safe, or is she in trouble?
Well, here's the thing, Terry. I think 90% of us would have taken that $100 and bet the Lions that they'd have more wins, because you said you advised her before the season. So I think we all bought it. So I think that the most poignant thing here, Terry, is the thing that's we've been told as Lions fans for as many years as we've been around, do not bet with or against, because in the long run, it'll always come back. But
you were told.
I was told. I went against it. I did it last week. I got penalized for it. Obviously, great week of picking, but no. And to your point, Terry, I think that Chicago now, from what I've seen, will finish with more. I think she's on the losing end of the bet, but I would have told her the same thing. And I think if 90% of her chat thread's honest, before the season, we all would have took that $100.
And you know,
although this is a great segue for the second
hour.
Terry, this is a great segue. Keep this in mind, because that $100 that Terry, I have $100 that if you want to get rid of for the hockey season, when we talk hockey, I'll tell you where to put that $100. So it's the $100 preseason. What would you bet on? I would have. Tell your friend to call me, because I would have ill-advised her.
Put the $100 on the under for Red Wing wins?
No, Terry, we'll have to wait till we talk hockey.
Yeah.
We're talking football right now.
No, we will. And
in fact, when she told me about the bet, I said, what fool did you find that said the Bears would win more games than the Lions? That's what I was thinking.
And look at her now. And Spence, because he's sharp and good at what he does, he proactively did this. WoodwardSports.com chat thread right now. Right now, here and now. Who finishes the season with more wins, the Lions or the Bears? Now, and I haven't looked at this yet. I think, knowing our audience to some degree,
They had them going 15-2. Remember that?
That's what if they're consistent, they'll say the Lions.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to click on this and open it up and see.
It's going to be close.
Wow, the Bears at 63%.
Well, it's not close.
Wow, I'm shocked. They do this to me you guys do this to me every now and then.
But you know what? This fan base is broken for this season.
Yeah. They are, and great call, Terry. See, that's the veteran media presence that I need. And that's a great way of looking at it. Y'all are broken, aren't you?
I'm broken. I'm getting it on both ends. Pause. College and pros.
Here's the whole thing, right? But in the back, and I see it in the chat, and I see it from Calcer, and I see it in the back of your mind. We know, Terry, about that, but we know that the Lions are going to go on that second half, winning 2 or 3 games in a row, winning games they don't matter, watching Neal here lose his marbles because of the draft position and stuff like that. So I think you go to the schedule, but that's in only thinking that the Lions are going to improve and the Bears aren't, right? The Bears' defense is legit, as
100%.
it's sort of always been. Justin Fields seems like adequate sometimes. It's still out on him, but where the Bears sit right now compared to the Lions, I see Bears.
Yeah, I mean, when you start reverse engineering it, as I like to say, you start working backwards on it. Who's got the better defensive unit? Duh.
Yeah.
Is there room for Justin Fields to improve? And Sam Flandel, you're a Fields hater.
I mean, I don't know if I'm a Fields hater. He hasn't really proven a whole lot.
He's no J.J. McCarty.
But he did play a good game against Minnesota. He did. They kind of started slow, and then they responded. And the thing that the Bears have already done that the Lions have not shown a propensity to do under Dan Campbell is win a game that they're not supposed to. They were at home against the mighty 49ers in week 1 in bad weather, and they beat them.
And found a way. And look, as for whatever you say about Fields, there's a lot of Tua properties to Fields where he'll make a play. Somehow, some way, he makes plays. He can look awful for 2.5, 3/4 of a game, but he can break off that 45-yard run and change the complexion of it because his defense keeps him in.
But isn't it comparable more Kyler Murray? Isn't Justin Fields Kyler Murray?
He's not in that category yet, but you're right.
You guys put Kyler Murray head and shoulders above?
Yeah.
At this time and space, yes. But now I reserve the right to revisit that.
Okay, my point is, isn't Justin Fields' evolution more into a Kyler Murray than he is into a
Now,
Tua?
that's fair, yeah. Like looking down the road, that's fair. That could be a fair comp. But it's just...
That's what I see a poor man's Kyler Murray. I see Justin Fields, when Kyler Murray is most dangerous, and trust me, he's my fantasy football quarterback, is when he's not thinking, when he's reacting.
That's true. And running for his life and backyard football in it.
Right.
Yeah. But there are some qualities to that. Icking Horse, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Terry had a nap and woke up and chose violence.
That's what we do. Be careful, guys.
Yeah. Nick Burke says, I liked my Nokia brick. If you could throw it against a wall and it doesn't break, it actually goes through the wall. Yeah, those ones were pretty funny, too. Coquet says, in relation to this Bears-Lions discussion, Coquet, well played. As information changes, so does my opinion.
And I'll tell you what, the Bears are about to get their 3rd win tonight against Washington at home on Thursday Night Football. And then they'll have 3 wins, and the Lions will have 1. And to look ahead a little bit, I have a bit of a hot take that the chat is not going to like, but I'm planting my flag.
Well,
the Lions will win another game.
Legend kill him, kid. That's what you do.
The Bears will sweep the Lions this season. They'll have 5 wins. And 2 of them will come against the Lions, and the Lions will have 4 or less. I have not seen anything out of this Lions team that shows they're going to win 4, 5, 6 more games. They're a bad team, and they've shown that they blow. They make terrible coaching decisions. They lay some eggs inexplicably at New England. And what right do the Lions have to say that they're going to win more games, even any games on their schedule? The Giants are better than we thought. The Jets are better than we thought. The Jacksonville Jaguars are better than we thought. The Bears have more wins. And those are teams that the Lions still have to play.
Panthers.
There's 2.
Of course.
I don't know where the other one is.
You know, according to you, the Lions technically are 4 games behind the Bears now.
Yeah.
Because the Bears are going to win tonight, and they're going to get swept they're going to sweep the Lions. So they're 4 games back. So her bet is screwed.
Alex Haggerty says the Lions plastered the Cardinals last year. There will be at least one, win. We split with the Bears. I think we win more. Brandon Katz says the Bears coaches are getting everything out of their roster.
I'll tell you this.
And also, too, a lot of talk about Sam Flannel looking like Paul Bunyan. Yes, D-Man.
Well, that's it. No, but I'll tell you this.
And the Bronny
Because
guy.
as he was doing that, right, I was watching the chat thread. And the fact that it doesn't go off, Sam, is that what you're just telling people what they already think, right? We know how bad it is. Now you expect the defense is bad and all the regulars that would be sticking up like the rest of us. But I think you're so much more on. The difference would be if we see Chicago lay an egg to Washington tonight and something that we haven't seen yet. But I think Chicago, just their coaching is getting the most out of their players. Justin Fields will improve. I think the Chicago team is only going to get better. You say we got them at 5 wins right here by beating the Lions and the Commanders. They could be the team that we thought the Lions would be.
Carson Wentz going for 4 touchdowns.
Teams? You got the Jets. You got Seattle. You got all the things that we were supposed to be that we're not. No, whatever.
Poor D-Mac.
Clock me. Jesus, thank you.
Poor D-Mac.
Thank you. I'm back.
He's weather beaten. His clothes are soaked. It's raining outside, and he's got his hand and his face up against a restaurant window. And people are in there. They got sweaters on. They're eating steaks.
They have more than one win.
Yeah. You know,
and they're calling security, telling them get the hell away from me.
Even the Jacksonville Jaguars are in the restaurant. They're eating a steak. They're having a bottle of wine. You know, they have nice sweaters on.
They haven't got sat down yet, but they're in the bar area.
And D-Mac's outside, just soaked in rain, and he's got his hands up against a glass and his face pushed up against a window.
I'm about to say anything
and security comes and taps him on the shoulder and says, "Sir, you have to move on."
Yeah.
That's where D-Mac is.
So I got the clock. Taylor, do you think, like you said, that you think they split, but if you were going to go one way or the other?
I think they'll split, but, the Lions look so pathetic. But, I will say this. The Bears are no great shakes. They could fall apart, too. But what the Lions do is they win these games late in the season. They have no business winning just to screw up their draft position. So that could happen.
Yeah, well, hey, I have some discussion points that I want to talk about with the Detroit Lions when we come back. And look, I'm pretty neutral on Swiss cheese, but I love me some Swiss insurance.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're not talking about Hammond Swiss. We're talking about Swiss Insurance Group. Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop a medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in no out-of-pocket cost to insure your children. Check with Mark at Swiss Insurance and make sure your family is protected.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster. I like this one too. Spence?
This is a good one.
Yeah, this is a good one. Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all with us.
Have a nice day for yourself, Spenmo. You have a nice day.
You're performing today, man.
This is flannel. This is flannel.
Oh, yeah, all right. Flannel.
You don't get credit.
This is actually JB from the Ermanni and Edwards and Heavyweight show. He brought this one in. I'm not going to take credit from the guy. He's doing a great job. Bringing him some fire beats. all the credit goes to JB on this one.
I like it. I'm digging it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Brandon Katz says Dan Campbell blows 3 to 4 games a year because he can't coach. The Bears coaching staff is finding ways to win close games. Are we glossing over that, T-Foss?
I don't think the Bears coaching staff is that good. I think they've mishandled Justin Fields. The cream finds its level, and they might be at the top now, but they'll sink down a little bit. I don't think they're that great.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check in with you. Pistons Fan 11. Thursday Night Football is a social experiment to see how bad a game they can put on TV and force people to watch. And look, Pistons Fan 11, I'm not falling for it.
I don't think I am either.
I feel like Jerry Maguire right now. Spencer, thank you.
I think I'm gonna,
You tapping out?
Go home, yeah. I mean, maybe get some drinks at the bar. Maybe just watch some anime.
It's gonna be on. Then you're gonna get suckered in. You're gonna end up watching it.
Watch some anime. Go to sleep.
No. If you go to the bar, you watching the game.
100%.
No, see the bar I go to. Shout out Coonan, great bar. It's like a brewery, and there's a lot of elderly folk there, and they normally watch like.
They're called Cougars.
Oh, and
bud.
it's on Amazon. It's not going to be on there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, those people are called Cougars, bud.
Cougars. Yeah. They only watching like American Ninja Warrior and stuff like that.
No, that's not true.
I swear, Terry.
I'm not doing it. I'm not participating. I might watch NHL. I probably will watch Baylor, West Virginia. I'm going back to my Thursday night roots.
Is there any baseball?
Yeah, I was going to say.
There'll be playoff baseball on.
Playoff
Some
baseball.
good games last night.
There was. I'm not participating, Pistons Fan 11. I'm not. I'm out.
I'm checking out too.
Yeah. See, I'm affecting change. Like some people just get on here, D-Mac, and they talk about stuff, right? I am being the change. I'm out.
Yeah.
You guys can't pressure me into watching this. You can't.
And I'm a little squeamish about the whole Amazon thing anyway, because eventually they're going to make us pay more to watch these games. But if they're going to put on some horsey game, I'm not watching.
The only reason I would watch is because I have Cole Kmet, and I might start him. And if I see that he's doing something or the game's close. But yeah, there's way too much other things. There's been way too many good baseball games. NHL kickoff.
I'm not watching that
NHL
shit, man.
Hockey last night was nice. There's the options. Great thing is that there's options.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not watching. I'm not falling for it.
How about this? You know what we're, right? We almost sort of forget, but we're getting in that rhythm. Oh my gosh, look at all the options we have going through like the dog days of summer and all this stuff where we have to watch this, we have to watch that. It's a blessing. So, and here's the one thing. Talk about resting on your laurels. Coming out of the gate, coming out of the season opener, Thursday night with fire, and then sputtering out. Like these games don't give you anything unless you are a Chicago fan or a Washington fan. To watch any of these games.
Pistons Fan 11 says it right here. Says, same here, Neal. Last Thursday broke me. He's seen enough.
And we get Broncos on Monday night again this week. But I have Carson Wentz starting in 2 leagues. The leagues that I lost Dak in, I got Carson Wentz going. I'm still not going to watch.
See, you broke free.
Yeah.
Because that was their last hold that they had.
Mm-hmm.
They had you like this, Spence. But you're breaking free.
Why does the NFL still think the Denver Broncos
to break free?
That's all they do is play primetime game. We talked about this a couple days ago. Like that's all they do. DNC ENT, unpopular opinion. This Thursday night football game will blow expectations out of the water, although that's not saying much.
Although if you made me watch Thursdays or Mondays, I'm watching tonight. That's how bad the Denver
You're out on
no, I'm so out on Denver.
Hold on.
I'm so out on Denver. Like, it's atrocious to watch. It's almost like, in some sort of ways, at least we knew Peyton Manning had a neck injury, but watching what Russell Wilson's doing and watching then the coaching decisions, I can watch bad coaching every Sunday with my team.
I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back.
I'll be
because
watching baseball.
Number one, have I turned people, even if it's one person, what's the measure of impact on life? If I can save just one person from watching Thursday Night Football, then it was all worth it.
Or maybe people looked at it themselves and decided on their own this was garbage.
Sometimes you have to nudge people, though, because they still think they have to do it because they have Carson Wentz on their fantasy team, or they feel the need to fire a bet off and do it that way. But not only have I affected change against Thursday night football matchups that are Washington against Chicago, but also the Russ Wilson sentiment is beginning to change.
But that's because we saw a crappy game last week. And then we saw
but Terry, we've proven in the past that we'll just we'll go right back for it every single time.
No,
maybe it's
true.
changing, T. Maybe it's changing.
Because the product was so awful that a lot of people said, "No, I'm out."
AC says, Spence, put Neal onto anime.
What show are you talking about?
Don't waste your time.
It's called Chainsaw Man. It just started. Yeah, I read the manga. It's really good.
Okay.
First episode.
I'll check it out. I like that stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's on Hulu.
Cowboy Bebop, baby.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There you go. Welcome back. What you were talking about.
Are you guys done?
Neal, when you're invoking change, okay? Sometimes the change isn't what you would like.
Yeah, but not for dumb shit.
And some of us might go to what the chainsaw dude. It's an option. We're not watching Thursday night football. That is your goal at hand. No watching Russell Wilson, right? You know in your heart of hearts the next
now if it comes down to anime or Russell Wilson, I am going to choose Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going.
But that's you. That's because you're not committed.
The only change I've gotten from Neal
like
is that on occasion I might watch San Jose like 1 or 2 plays of their game at 5 in the morning. That's the only thing he's got.
Get right special, because usually it's got tagged with the get right special. So there's some get right on the back end of that T-Foss.
And 2 things. I'm not bet on any MAC games this week.
Hey, you're learning your lesson. Jan, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Thank you, Neal. Jan, you're welcome. And again, if I can come on here and just change one person's life, then it was all worth it. All of it. All the slings and arrows I take when I speak out against the almighty NFL. I don't even have dirt on the NFL like Dan Snyder does. I just try to stand up for the people.
What kind of dirt does he have?
Hey, I love our guys so much. Like Chuck Brewer says, Neal, anime or the 200-year look for gold? Which one you gonna watch? Come on, Ray. Come on, man. You know what's coming up. Less than a month. Oak Island, baby. I got some stuff for you.
You know what I think might happen tomorrow? We might see some candy corn on the set tomorrow.
Hell no. That's funny.
No. Third, what is this? Third limited? I'm sorry if I got that one wrong. I gamble. I'm watching every game. That makes all the games fun. No, gambling can't even. If you want to bet on it, then bet on it. But don't participate in terms of watching it.
Yeah, but if you got your money involved in it, you got to watch.
You don't have to.
Just in case.
Because the game's going to play out the way it's going to play out, Terry.
I know it's going to, but just in case they cheat or something, then you can bitch about it. But you want to see where your money's going. Is it going in my pocket or is it going to the bookie?
Can I ask you a football question?
Sure.
How did the running backs do last night? Louisiana versus Marshall?
I want to say Louisiana's running back had, 50-ish yards on 10 carries or something like that?
So it wasn't the running extravaganza that it was. It was sort of if anybody turned in, because of college football, there's an example, right? Turn it on.
But they had a lightning delay, and it was very Sunbelty, you know.
Sunbelty.
It was very Sunbelty.
Wow, I like that.
Doesn't the Sun Belt get more lightning delays than?
It seems like it, doesn't it? Like every game's.
They get tornado warnings, lightning delays. Floods.
Yeah. I wonder why they don't make it. But, we're just kind of wrapping up that discussion, though. Terry's friend took a bet that the Lions would win more games than the Bears. And here, you want a reality check? And D-Mac did this to me, so damn it, I'm going to do it. He did this to me with the Tigers. So damn it, I'm going to do it to him. You want to know how fine the line is in the NFL? Like, where we talk about the Bears, and you guys in the Woodward Sports chat thread, 60% of you said the Bears are going to win more games. They're 2-3. The Lions are 1-4. You want to know how fine the line is, D-Mac? Joining the Lions at 1-4 in the National Football League are the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Commanders, the Carolina Panthers, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And then the Texans are 1-3-1. That's your company. That's where you are. We're a quarter of the way into this. It's a wrap. No one's coming to save you, D-Mac. Like, that's
I
it.
knew that. You didn't. I let you in that there was nothing in the cupboard for the Tigers.
But those are the Lions' contemporaries.
I've already known that.
I know, but when you hear it hits different.
When I hear that, Neal, you know what I do? I go like this. I go, "Where's my clock?"
Yeah, people are calling me old in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, though. Big Play Jay says, I'd rather watch 80s porn than watch tonight's NFL game.
A lot of bullshit.
Wait. What is wrong with 80s porn?
What the hell you got against 80s porn, bro?
A lot of bush.
Okay. What do you?
I remember me and my brother.
That was blasphemous, Terry. I'm throwing a flag.
I never saw shave stuff until 20 years ago. So,
me and my brother found my dad's Playboys in the bottom of a trunk one time when we were moving. Man, that was eye-opening.
Hey, you know what was great about 80s porn? You had two
please tell us, Terry.
to deal with.
You had what?
They're talking about big hair.
Oh, yeah.
You had big hair and two spots.
Big hair everywhere.
Whoa!
I will give anything for it to be 11:42 right now, and it's 11:41. Anything in the world I would give.
I just gotta throw a flag. How can you compare? Don't even compare Thursday night porn. Like, you gotta pick up a different, maybe like 50s when it's black and white. I don't know. Like, go deeper than that. That's just blasphemous.
50s porn is probably just like
a
foot showing. Like, can they even show porn
I don't
back
think
then?
did they have 50s porn?
That's what I'm saying.
They probably didn't even have it.
It's probably just like a girl with her ankles showing.
Oh, dude, you know what it was, Terry? That's like us before cell phones.
Oh, you know what it was? No, 50s porn was somebody wearing a poodle skirt and you saw her ankles.
Exactly.
You're right.
There you go, Neal.
Neal Ruhl here to tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help more than you know right now.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine as well as multiple fully loaded bars fitted choose from. Make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you people in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You know, people like this, Coquet, I consider myself quite the smut connoisseur.
We can hang out sometime then.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Wow. Just wow. Cobzilla, 50s porn is like Charlie Chaplin-ish, grayscale and no words. Can you confirm, T-Foss?
No,
you said more that's 1920s.
Charlie was 1920. Come on now. Stop it.
Still no words, though.
No, in the 50s you had words.
But in the 20s?
20s
did they play
words.
the piano in the 20s one over the grainy film or no?
Yeah, they did the little gray thing. And then my grandmother told me there was some porn star. She's supposed to be beautiful, named Vita Berry. So she was the closest thing to porn they had, but she didn't talk.
Right. Yeah.
Sort of like we like our women to be today, but that's not the case.
Lions Nation says, can you talk some Red Wings? Lions Nation, yes, we will. Coming up in the next segment, by the way, debut of a new segment called the 5-on-3. So make sure you stick around for that.
I thought of that one.
Yeah, that's a T-Foss trademark thing. Because, 5-on-3, the two-man advantage on the two-man advantage power play. We have 5 questions. We have 3 guys that gives responses. 5-on-3. There you go. All Red Wings centered. We're going to expand that. We'll have NHL versions of it and stuff like that. So we're going to incorporate that. We're working on a Pistons one that we'll do as well. So Lions Nations, stick with us for about 10 or 11 more minutes. And once these guys get all this stuff out of their system,
whoa.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing in there, man.
Just don't start me on porn, man. You ain't never get off.
Listen, I'll stand up for it. I mean, that's it. There's no blasphemy for Joe Dumars and
no blasphemy for Lana Rhodes.
80s porn, but you gotta stick up for it. Just be glad there's no
virtual
reality back
now.
then.
Come on, he's a noble guy.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, yo!
NFL trade deadline's coming up. God, I'm so desperate. I'll even talk about the Lions to just move on from this. NFL trade deadline's coming up soon. And what's it? November 1st, I believe, is the NFL trade deadline. Lots of talk out there. And look, we've seen this accelerate more and more and more as the NFL has kind of grown on. And what's the big discussion right now? The Christian McCaffrey discussion.
Burns.
Yeah, that seems to be leading the way. They're saying the Bills are talking to Carolina about adding Christian McCaffrey and really making adding their final piece. They're Brendan Shanahan, if you will, to make their run.
For 4 games a year.
DJ Moore's allegedly to the Giants.
Right.
You got Brian Burns, got 4 first-rounder and rusher, stuff like this.
By the way, one of the stories I read about it, the Giants want to get rid of Kenny Golladay, and they're willing to eat up to 75% of the contract to get rid of him. Can you imagine?
So then would Amon-Ra St. Brown be making more in his contract?
Well, yeah, because the contract's a contract, yeah.
No, but not then in the
Well, now we're in
September.
October. So Kenny Golladay last month made more than Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to make during his entire rookie contract. It's in the bank for Kenny Golladay. But the moral of the story is this, and I just want to head this stuff off right now before the discussion even starts. Should the Lions buy or sell at the deadline? No. Pursue talent or draft. Sure, if you want to add some draft picks or whatever, I'm cool with that. No, T-Foss, because that kind of flies in the face of what we've been talking about all week with Brad Holmes. There's a very clear plan. As you look at the Lions' financials over the next couple of years, there's a very clear plan. I'm not interested in altering any of it. They're 1-4, T. It's cooked. We talked about the names that are they're contemporaries.
If they want to add draft picks, I'm all for it.
100%. Me too.
Let's go.
But that's it. D-Mac, I'm not on board with this. And the names that are out there that gets the fans excited. But what are you saving?
Well, there's no need. You don't want to do something that you're going to have to extend a guy or cut into your cap. You're the one that preaches all the time. There are 2 different jobs to be done on the field and off the field. And off the field, it seems like staying pat and doing nothing unless it's minor or getting rid of something to bolster how you can do in the draft. And how does it benefit? You're not a contender. You're not contending for a playoff spot. Maybe you entertain if they want to pick somebody off your roster, and it benefits you moving forward. But what are we talking about? What position are they in?
Right, they're not at any position. But I will say this though, Terry, if Christian McCaffrey gets moved at the trade deadline, I think that will alter. That will be another log on the fire for the NFL to make this trade deadline, because we've never seen this, right? We've never, for whatever reason, Terry, throughout your media career, the NFL trade deadline just kind of comes and goes, and nobody really says too much about it. But if Christian McCaffrey gets moved at the trade deadline, I think going forward, this will start to become a huge day for the NFL.
Can you explain that, T? Maybe a little bit? Because isn't like the trade deadline in football is just like a joke, isn't it? Like, I mean, as far as like when the NHL trade line comes around, there's usually movement. You're looking at guys like this.
You know what? If you trade for an NHL player, you're assuming he's going to play, 60, 70 games for the rest of the season, whatever it is. In the NFL, you may get that guy for two games because they're always injured. And my philosophy is this: you don't want me to be the GM of the Lions because I would very rarely get high-priced free agents. I wouldn't make trades for veteran players because you can't rely on them, and you're always paying for what they did for that other team. You're not paying them for what you're doing for my team.
I think that's it, D-Mac, because that is the nature of the NFL. You get career achievement contracts in the NFL. Because the rookie scale is so skewed, where again, like Amon-Ra St. Brown will make less, and his whole contract that Galladay made in September, everything is so skewed, man. There's no value. There's no value.
You get paid for what you've done, right? Instead of what you're doing moving forward. I just wondered, and to your point, Neal. Yes, Christian McCaffrey, who is arguably one of the best, all-purpose running backs when he's healthy in the league. If he moves, then it's one of those things. We've seen trades, we've seen moves made, big moves. The Herschel Walker move back in the day, the Tyreek Hill move in the offseason and stuff like that. But at trade deadline, you don't really see big players move for whatever reason. So it looks like Carolina's having a yard sale, wholesale, everything sale. And it's interesting because maybe sometimes everybody's not you're willing to go out and pick that guy off the scrap heap or a guy who's not playing that's been sitting out. You're going to sign him instead of going out and picking up somebody else.
Here's the other thing. In every sport, whoever gets the best player, even if it's a multiplayer trade, they win the trade. In the NFL, if you get the best player, you usually lose the trade.
It's true, yeah. If you look back through it, WoodwardSports.com chat, Third Eye Minded says, Roquan Smith from the Bears and set yourself up for the future. Lions don't ever have the balls to do anything. Save what? They're always saving for what? Well, Third Eye Minded, they're not saving this year. They're right up against a cap because of the whole Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, $18.5 million-ish that they're spending. But see, Roquan Smith is in a walk year. If you want him, just go get him in the offseason. But again, they have one more year. I don't want to say cap purgatory per se, but limited ability to make moves into next year, and then everything opens up
but
after
didn't the
that.
Bears say, don't call us, don't bother us, we're going to hang on to this man another year, go to hell? Didn't they say that? Yeah. That's what I thought.
I didn't read that press release that way.
Make that trade. The Bears have basically said, hell no, leave us alone.
I wouldn't mind them see him going after Derek Brown, the defensive tackle from Carolina, because he is still young. I think he's only 23, 24. He does have another year and then a fifth-year option still on his rookie contract, and the guy is a difference maker, and we need someone that can put pressure up. If they could get Derek Brown for a second rounder, I'd probably do that.
Okay, but see, at least you have a realistic expectation about it. I thought you were going to say, if you can flip a fifth rounder for him.
No, I wish. No, that's not going to happen. I'll give up a second rounder for Derek Brown.
Plus, the Lions screw up on the second round anyway.
That's what I was told, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was told. But and look, the talk right now, and everyone's like trade Hawk. Guys, what would you give for Hawk? You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say trade.
I think the bottom line is that you don't have the luxury of not entertaining any phone call that comes in for any one of your players, right? Even Penn Sewell, you got to entertain what's somebody calling about. So, but to the end of the day, but I don't think you can go out shopping, guys. You're not in any position because what are you going to get back, right? What are you going to get? Because you got to pay Hawk. Whoever gets Hawk's got to pay him his first round money next year, anyways, right? Mm-hmm. So,
right, if the Lions make a trade, they'll have to trade Penn Sewell or Taylor Decker or
Jonah Jackson. We can get rid of Jonah Jackson.
Yeah, but I'm trying to name people that other teams actually want.
Other teams want.
Hey, he was a Pro Bowler last year.
They don't want your garbage.
He was a Pro Bowler last year.
Okay,
he's not garbage.
All right, here, let's start over. I'm not talking about him, but we were talking about...
Hawkinson. Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowler once.
Yeah, but...
Like a seventh alternate, but he was there.
He had to have 8 people get injured before he was...
Hey, Paul Thomas, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And look, this flies in the face. You guys know I'm a Holmes. I'm a simp for Brad Holmes, I guess you could say. But this one made me laugh. Paul Thomas says, I like Derek Brown, but Brad Holmes wouldn't have any interest in him. He's way too healthy. If he busts his ACL, he will get that call from Brad. Now, Paul, that's funny.
That's a good one. You got to give it up to him.
Yeah, that one was pretty good, man. I'm not going to lie about that one. Rob J says, yeah, people saying trade Hawk. What are they going to get? But are you comfortable giving him $9.5 million next year?
No.
Then what are you going to trade for him?
Anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
give me a 4th rounder.
No one's giving you a 4th rounder for him, bro.
I was thinking.
I just asked you. Do you want to give him $9.5 million next year?
I don't.
Okay.
Personally, but a team.
But you think someone else would who does this for a living?
I do. I think if a team that is, centered like a San Francisco offense or like a Kansas City offense where it's tight end centric, yeah. But with what Ben Johnson has proven that this offense can hum without a top flight tight end, then we don't really need him. But we definitely don't need him either. $10 million a year. But some team might want a top tight end like that. Maybe the Patriots want a 3rd tight end that they're going to have to pay a ton of money for that never plays any games.
You just want to go back to the well. Huh?
Yeah. Or were you more along the lines of taking a former Lion and making him productive?
Are we going back
to
you
were going with that
Terry Mills and Lindsey Hunter for David Robinson?
Shaq,
is that where we're going?
For Prime Shaq, yeah. That's where we're going. The only thing I would put on my books for $9.5 million might be a haircut at Lady Jane's.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? You might get a little bit of discount. Come to Lady Jane's, 168 of them throughout the country for an award-winning haircut experience. Register for once in a lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home. Yes, up to $200,000. Yes, I said it. $200K. So get to Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Get signed up today.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 place for all of your game day betting activity, play-by-play updates, live scores, and most importantly, the best price on every game for multiple sports books. You can look at them all. You can customize a list to just ones you have accounts with and save yourself time, which in this game will save yourself money. News breaks fast, everybody. You need to get on it with oddstrader.com. Stop messing around, opening up a bunch of apps on your phone, going back, checking numbers, all that stuff. Oddstrader.com, right in front of you. Download the app in the App Store or go to oddstrader.com and find your best bet. Pulling up on the second hour of the show. Got a debut of a new hockey-based segment we are going to do real quickly, though. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. William Turnbull. The fact the only person who played in the NFL, Braylon Edwards, said we can question Holmes far outweighs anything Neal says about Brad Holmes. William, I mean, we could sit down and have a discussion about the cap and the future cap allocations and all that stuff and see who has a better, see who has a good grasp on it if you want. But, whatever. That's fine. Hey,
why is everybody so mad at you?
I don't know, but we'll watch it play out.
It puts the truth out there. There's so much different things, and the reality is that Holmes has longer because he's got more of a knot to untie. right? We expect to see things differently in the second season as the head coach on the field, but the books behind it's like rearranging the garage and the cut. There's so much to be done before it's out there. They're on different schedules. They're not on the same schedule. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So if I was going to do the clock to Holmes, and I would have said as of yesterday, I'll give him another year, but you're telling me probably 2 more years, right? He's going to need 4 to where we should know after this year.
It's like what Troy Weaver did with the Pistons, where he had to get Blake Griffin off the books. He had to get Andre Drummond and Derrick Rose and all those guys off the books, and he's still dealing with...
He couldn't really cook until this year, in the offseason. Exactly. And just go back and look at it.
Yeah, and he's still dealing with DeAndre Jordan and Trevor Ariza contracts.
But I said it, but bottom line is that, yes, if anybody that you're talking football about is Braylon Edwards should be in that conversation, right? What's wrong with you, Neal, and him having a conversation? Because there's a lot of things that...
Yeah, I'm going to answer my own question. Here's why people are pissed at Neal. Neal, and I do, if you want to get mad at him, be mad at me. I believe in Brad Holmes, too. Now, what happened is this roster was such garbage, and a lot of the Lion fans still believe you can turn it around in 2 years. No, you can't. You couldn't. Because, yes, you had to clear cap space. You had to get rid of junk players. You had to sign some junk players to have a roster, and then this was going to take at least 3 to 4 years.
You know what it is? What do we hear all the time? And what do we see? Worst to first, worst to first, worst to first. Why can't that be us? That should be us. It's a 2-year plan. It should be us. No, you're not even in the argument to get in the conversation to go worst to first. And when you realize that, until your GM gets you to get in the conversation, then you can go. That's what it is, because we see everybody around us go worst to first at some point, right? We just saw the Rams win the Super Bowl. We saw Cincinnati do it. That's the frustration. Why not us? That's what I think it is. So he just needs more time.
What about this, though? Coquet says, I hope whenever Lions talk gets too depressing, can we revert back to 80s porn?
Full Bush. Wait, no, you know what it is?
Can we?
We need the sound of the Bush beer crack. Just go Bush. Like this, and everybody chills out and goes, you're on the clock. You're on the waiting plan. This is the coach clock. The one thing I thought it was everything, but this is only the coach clock to the team to moving forward, because the books have to get right, Because I'm just going. Look at Cincinnati.
This is so more sophisticated than fans realize. That's why they're on Brad Holmes.
And look, Steve Yzerman has gone through this same thing. Franz Nielsen is still on the books for this team. He's still dealing with it.
All right, is Steve Yzerman turning this team around in 2 years? No.
Absolutely not.
No, but do we still believe in Steve Yzerman? Yes, because we know eventually he'll turn it around. He's done it before. The Wings will be in the playoffs. They'll be cup contenders. That's what we're thinking. But it's not going to take 2 years. You know, I always hear this, well, it could happen. Yeah, anything can happen. But the reality is, if you want to do it right, with this franchise, you can't try to cut corners. You got to do it the right way, and that's going to take a little bit longer.
I don't, and you bring up a good question. And I actually want to do this on the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Like,
what's the proper amount of Bush?
What's your favorite porn genre? 248. Why does Yzerman get so much runway? And I know the answer because we've seen it before. Yeah, time and time again.
Forget the player. Look at him as like he's done it in his job that he holds right now.
And he's done it at a very, very high level.
He wasn't a captain for the Wings. He was the captain.
Right. But he gets so much runway, right? The process for the Red Wings, and people, I don't know why people don't want to admit this, is very, very similar to what the Lions are dealing with. In that when he came in here, you had Franz Nielsen at $6 million a year, and Advocator at $4 million a year, and all that, man. And then you had the same properties.
So to your point, what did he do? Drafted Mo Sider. What did Holmes do?
Drafted Sewell.
Penny Sewell.
Yeah.
Right? Now,
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Here's the one thing. right? As Stevie
The
builds,
golden boy,
we
Aiden
see
Hutchinson.
progress. We see progress. We see it as we go into tomorrow opening night of the season. We're going to talk about the hockey, but we see progress. We see draft picks. We see him out in free agency bringing NHL guys in here.
And why was he able to do that last year in July? Why did we have a Red Wings segment in July?
He got the cap.
Because he had $40 million to spend.
All along, he got the cap rate. See, what Stevie did along the way is clean up his mess as he went along. The Lions' mess was so bad, and I think this just goes to show you couldn't even strip the house down to the foundation. You couldn't even rebuild on the property you bought. You had to go to a brand new country, something else to start over, to get the foundation done.
No,
so Stevie's
Lions,
clicking in gear.
The
right?
Lions were built on swampland.
Yes.
So you had to get the structure in there first, just so the building wouldn't fall.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Didn't we keep trying to build the structure on the same foundation time after time after time until now, where Holmes said, hey, let's move it across the road where it's not swampland and try to build it? It's a patience thing. Unfortunately, to get it done right in all scenarios, in all of our sports team, we got to go through this time. And it's just frustrating because we don't see it when it can be there.
So Brandon Katz says the Lions made the decision not to improve the defense this year. There was only one avenue to do that, and they did. They took your guys' guy. They took Hutch.
They took Hutchinson. Supposedly the best guy in the draft.
That's what I was told, right?
That's what they did.
So they did make moves to improve the defense this year, right? Right, Sam Flannel? Right?
I mean, it hasn't shown any to fruition other than one half of one game, and that kind of leads me to this. What if, and I hate to even have this conversation, what if Aiden Hutchinson turns out to be not who we think he will be, not now or ever? Is that a stain on Brad Holmes? I know we're talking way into the future.
It depends on how you deal with it.
Okay.
It depends on how you deal with it. Do you fix it? See, that's what I liked about Joe Dumars. He should have went in the NBA Hall of Fame, not because he won championships and checked Jordan and all that stuff. Terry, he should be in the Hall of Fame because as a GM, he traded Mateen Cleaves for a living person with a pulse, John Barry, and a first-round pick. Yeah. That's the greatest trade in the history of sports management.
On the other hand, though, he drafted Mateen Cleaves.
Right, but he fixed it.
He did fix it. He made mistakes, but he seemed to fix all of his mistakes.
There you go.
Except Darko.
But they still won the championship. Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
So, they took a swing. They took a swing for the fence, man.
The best thing he did was getting Rasheed Wallace, because he had to talk to like 5 or 6 teams to make that thing work.
Right. So, that's what it is. It's just there are a lot of parallels to what Yzerman's doing with the Red Wings, to what Brad Holmes has to do with the Lions. The financial... D-Mac, we did these shows, man, last summer, right? When you and I first started together, when I said, guys, do we even have an understanding of how dire this situation is financially for the Red Wings right now?
No.
And no one knew. We knew, but you don't know until you verbalize it and lay it out. You don't know.
No, exactly. And I think that's where sports has evolved to. It's like technology. There's so many, you think sabermetrics, analytics, whatever you want to call them and stuff like that. But the draft capital, all this stuff, how it's maneuvered behind the scenes. Just as Steve Yzerman was doing all his maneuvering behind closed doors until he opens up his chest and going, hey, Stevie, what do you got? And he opens up his chest and going, and it's like, boom, it's like as bright as the Pulp Fiction briefcase. So, I mean, it's like they're doing it different ways. But, and here's the thing, and you know why? Because you nailed it. Stevie's done it before. He's had hands-on. Holmes hasn't. Right? So does he not get a little bit more? So in all reality, this is...
But he does. But he did come from the organization that changed the way you value draft, free agency, and stuff like that.
Should you not, if we're going to put Brad Holmes and in a Steve Yzerman comparison, is he in year 5 or 6 in Tampa then? Or year 4 or 5 in Tampa? You can't give him all that experience of doing it. He's still learning on. Yeah, I know he was secondhand to Les Snead in the Rams and had that draft, but now he's the guy doing it. So does he not get some time like some of these better GMs?
And plus, what did we hear in this town when he drafted Mo Sider. What the hell is he doing? Getting a defenseman. Is Steve Eisner lost his mind?
You know what you heard? You heard me say, well, it sounds like this is where we start the hashtag Wise. We're playing 1919. I don't know who the kid is, but it looks like Germany.
Okay,
Sweden.
that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
I'm talking about these clowns out here.
So the fact is that people don't listen, Terry.
Or they don't know, but they think they know.
Neal mentioned the football that I'm sitting outside the window. Well, I got the playbook. I was raised at the table by these guys. They know it. I walk around there and I laugh because I got all the stories and all of everything of what he's doing there. That's why he will get back to it. That's why you never question until it's time.
Darren.
When I question him. Until then,
baby boy,
put it away.
You don't count.
You know what?
You know why? Because you know stuff.
Right. So you should have all your little everything. Oh my God, my fandom, and go. At the end of the day, if I really want to know, what's D-Mac say? D-Mac says, hashtag Wiser playing 1919. Shut up, sit down, and go along for the ride. We're still 4 years away. And then Chris Draper goes, no, we're like 3. So I go, oh, okay. He didn't say that, but I did.
All right,
that's what I'm saying. We're 4. But so I don't care. Go to everybody else for anything like that, but I know. Because I was raised at the same table. And then when it happens, it's the same way as I sit there and say, you better get your season tickets now. Better get your season tickets. Don't look at me when you can't get a seat in there again, because you know what's going to happen. It's not when, it's when, and it starts tomorrow night.
All right. Well, hey.
Amen.
There we have that. But by the way, the 5-on-3 makes its debut coming up next after I tell you. Speaking of the Red Wings, Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. So why wait? Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all-in-one Red Wings themed package. CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
Get built like me.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Hey guys, is it time to get back in the battle against your weight? Feel like summer packed on a few too many LBs? Custom Health Centers can take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today. 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN. Custom Health Centers. All right, you guys asked for it. We're doing it. We're delivering on it. You guys want to talk hockey? Damn it, we'll talk some hockey. The debut of a new segment. We're calling it the 5-on-3. 5 hockey questions. 3 guys that give answers. It's the 5-on-3. A 2-man advantage. Spence, fire it up.
Start of the 2-man advantage. We got Sam Flannel in the penalty box. But first question of the 5-on-3. These are all Red Wings focused. Who will finish this season with more wins as a starter, Nedeljkovic or Husso?
For me, I'm going with Vinny Husso.
Billy Husso?
Yeah, Vinny, my cousin Vinny.
We call him Vinny.
Yeah, you know.
From now on, he's Vinny.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Ned guy, man. I'm just not. And look, I know that defensively they were bad. I understand that. I gather that. But I've seen Husso do it. I saw him do it last year for St. Louis, who was in a playoff push, who was in the mix. I've watched it. So, you know, I shade towards Husso in this one.
I think Husso's going to get, say, 82 games, probably it's going to be 50-32. Like, it'll be close. Like, they'll push each other, but I got to tend to agree with you that what's Ville Husso, 35 wins, like 30 wins, you know, like if this team...
He's shown us.
Like, he has. And I think that's why we're still waiting for Ned, but... Here's the beauty of having two guys that could be your number one is they got to push each other. And the best part, too, is because they got somebody looking over their shoulder in Sebastian Cossa, who's only going to get better and better. So I'll go Husso.
Nedeljkovic has shown us greatness at times, and he's shown us garbage. So
I can't. I can't get that out of my mind. Like some of the soft goals that he gave up last year.
Yeah, they're awful.
And I don't care how bad your defense is; those were soft goals.
Right. So that's the thing. You know, I want to say Nedeljkovic, but because of those soft goals, and sometimes he just has awful nights. You can't get rid of that because that's who you are.
Yeah, but I can't get out of my head
I think he's got maybe a higher upside during games, but not on a consistent basis. So,
well, he's gonna make. You're gonna see him on Highlight Sports Center. He's the rodeo goaltender. He's gonna make that unbelievable save, but he's also gonna be out of position. So Husso's, I think he's gonna. You need that defense, right? We got to start with the goals against and stuff like this. So I looked at Ville Husso to establish that.
Yep. People talking about two Utes in the chat thread too. So I always support that. Number two.
For sure. Second question of the 5-on-3. Who will finish with more goals this season? Lucas Raymond or Tyler Bertuzzi? Remember, Bertuzzi can play in Canada this year.
Yeah, and I know what the snap reaction's going to be because for whatever reason, Bertuzzi gets shade, dude. Mm-hmm. He does, and I don't know if it was the vaccine thing. I mean, I suspect that's what it was.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. But remember this, and this was my big thing with Saquon Barkley when we talked about football this year. Contract years.
Bingo.
Guys,
give that guy a
ball
cigar.
Out on contract
years. Players ball out.
They
in
just do.
Years.
They absolutely do. And I think Bertuzzi, you can book 30 plus. I mean, book it. Pushing 40.
It ain't the vaccine that's going to keep him from playing games, right? If he stays healthy, I think he's got 30 in the tank, and I'm going to go Bertuzzi too.
I'm going to forget the contract. I'm going Bertuzzi because he's a stone cold killer.
Stone cold killer.
That's what he is.
Yes.
Lucas Raymond is a dude that just does a lot of different things. He can mix it up. He can pass. He has a better skill set. But that skill set is set up for him to do different things on the ice. So he may not be thinking scoring. He might be thinking back checking or messing with somebody on the other team or passing. So he has a more diverse game. But Bertuzzi is what?
Stone cold
killer.
What about this though? And I'll throw a little caveat in there.
I don't want to hear it.
Having Lucas Raymond,
yes,
will give you the ability to, if the poker pot gets a little too rich for your blood with Bertuzzi, you can fold the hand and move on because you have Lucas Raymond. So they are intertwined to some degree.
And it's not just Lucas Raymond. You have different abilities,
different
avenues. The lineup. I mean, it's looking at the lineup and going through what the practice lines are and stuff like this. Is they talent that can sit out.
And,
so
here's another backup, D-Mac. I think people are sleeping on Lucas Raymond a little bit in this town. I am very intrigued with Lucas Raymond. Very intrigued.
Well, it's intriguing because you can tell the Larkin, Bertuzzi, Raymond experiment last year works.
Yeah.
Right? And they like playing together. You watch the interviews, and it's like that's the whole thing is Bert helps Raymond to go. They help each other out, Dylan leading, stuff like this. So it should be an exciting line. That should be the Wings, most offensive productive line continuing from last year.
For sure. Yeah, Lucas Raymond was number 6 on my Detroit athlete power rankings.
Yeah. People sleep on him, I feel like.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Next question in the 5-on-3. So we know first line set. Those guys are studs. We know what they're going to do. Second line with the additions that Stevie Y brought in, with Verana being healthy, set. Everybody stays healthy. What does that third line shake out to being by the end of the year?
For me, in terms of an intrigue, because the paradigm shifts now with Zadina for me. Mm-hmm. Because now at $1.8 million per, Now I raise my eyebrow, D-Mac, and say, okay, as you told me when this all went down, when I questioned it to start, you said, hey, 1919, see something in him. And it's a fair contract. I think it's a fair contract. He sees something in him. So now I come to the other side on it and say there is a whole lot of upside involved with Zadina now as a third line guy, as a guy to where I don't want to call him a reclamation project, but he's kind of a reclamation project. So for me, if they are going to go to where we think they can go, more importantly where we hope they can go as a team, this Red Wings team, then you're going to see Zadina in the high teens and goals on the third line, because this is how it shifts, D-Mac. We know the first line guys. We know the second line guys. That's not how you are a good team in the NHL. You are a good team based on what your third line does. Is that a fair statement?
Right. So
survey the landscape.
So if I give you the third line that it looks like they're going to start the season with, right? And if this line stays together, right, which means because you'll see why, it's Rasmussen, center, and Soderblom and Sundqvist. The size,
that's a bruiser
the speed. Now, what I mean, if that line stays together as they go and they build, which means the young kid has adjusted, but the fact of being
so Zadina's out in your mind then?
Zadina's extra forward right now with these suitors.
Yeah.
So Zadina, to your point, has to earn his ice time. But that could be Zadina's role if they like Zadina's value up and down the lineup at what he's getting paid is perfect. But it's also, too, he's got to earn his spot. What I'm looking at is, to your point about that third line, if you have that size with that skating ability and the fact that they figure out a way where Soderblom is adjusted and stuff like this, that could be, like, size-wise. You got a 6'9", a 6'7", 6'4" guy and stuff like this, all guys that can play. So, but to your point about Zadina, he could be there and he could be productive. And it just, what I've showed you, Dylan Larkin said it today. Mike Gentry just put out a tweet on Woodward Sports Network that pretty much, and I'm going to Cole's note, is pretty much saying, yeah, on paper we're a lot more talented, but now we got to go out and play and prove it. So that comes together about how do they come together. So I'm intrigued by the third line to start the season with. The longer they play together, I think the better success that this team has.
I don't know what the third line is going to look like, but I can tell you this. There's going to be a 6'8" guy who's a rookie who's going to be busting people upside the head. Get out of my way. And as he grows as a skater, he's going to have a huge impact on that third line.
And T-Foss, to piggyback on your point there, I want some goals. Like, can we score from the third line? Can we get some third line production?
Eventually,
like consistent third line production, because that's how you get to the playoffs in the NHL. I'm sorry, man. I don't care what the names are. Score goals.
And you nailed it. So all these guys fighting for that ice time, like a Zadina, like a Suter, stuff like this, produce. Let's go.
And while you're at it, win a face-off.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's almost like where you look at the extra guys, you always look at the extra guys that fill in on the fourth line. No, the extra guys are like second and third line guys. You know what I'm saying? Where it's almost like the first and fourth line where you got the Ernies, out there and stuff like this, to be that grinding style because of the minutes. You want Soderblom playing third line, so he's playing 12 to 15 minutes a game. Right? Like you said, give him the opportunity. What he showed in the exhibition, what he showed prospects so far, if he learns to use that size, we see the way he can take it off the wall and score NHL-type goals, you're going to get your goals.
Good news, fellas.
Win a face-off.
The third line of the Wings would probably be the second line 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So the fact that they are the third line means depth, means good news. Now, what I want to see, and what I used to see with the Wings, is a fourth line. They could throw that out now and then.
Yeah, just win a face-off. We start there.
Win a couple face-offs.
They used to win face-offs all the time.
I know. Well, they don't anymore.
When we had Draper and Hank and Pavel, we would win every face-off. But next up, I can't wrap my mind around that. That line D-Mac put out there, Rasmussen, Sundqvist, and Soderblom, that would just be scary. But fourth question of the 5-on-3, how much of a difference will Perron make on the power play this year?
What I like about him is what he does just even last year with St. Louis, D-Mac, a viable, consistent goal scorer on the power. Double digits in power play goals last year. That's the other thing, right? And this kind of dovetails into my complaints about the face-off. Somebody asked me in the chat, why are you yelling? Because they never win face-offs last year. And you could almost predict when a goal was going to happen. When they would drop the puck, they never won the face-off. And you're like, oh, here we go. Colorado's going to score a goal here. And they did. But, just talking about Perron, veteran, proven power play producer. That's another thing that good teams have.
I believe maybe we scored 32 power play goals last year.
Yeah, well, he had 11 last year.
Well, what I'm saying is that you can up that to that. You look, what is the impact that he's going to have is to make the 45 to 50 goals, right? So at least a plus 10. Right, and that impact, not only that from quarterback and from scoring, but also creating. So I think they're at least plus over 10. I'd expect 45 to 50 at least.
Man, like a real NHL team. All right.
Here's what's going to happen. Perron is going to be playing out there and doing his thing. And he's going to say, man, these boys don't know how to score power play goals. It's time for me to take over. So that's what he's going to do.
And you know what? See, to that point, yes, because David Perron has that alpha attitude like that, right? That's what they need in that locker room. What you don't see adding on the stat sheet and whatever else is what he means in that locker room. He is the guy that's going to say, hey, get your heads out of your butts. Let's go.
But for the first couple weeks or whatever, he might say, let me be one of the guys and blah, blah, blah.
I think he's beyond.
Then he's going to say, wait a minute. What the hell am I doing?
See, yeah, usually that's the way it is. I think it's been fast forward. I think that's what training camp. I think that training camp and everything else. Like, that's the attitude, like, where you see it's like there's no touching your toe into the water for the season and stuff like this. It's let's go right out the gate. And I think that's the message from Steve Yzerman to their coach on down is we got to hit the ground running, hit the ice skating, whatever like this. Because here's the thing, what do I always say? You can't win the division early, but you sure can shoot yourself in the foot and lose it if you don't have a good first couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5.
Final question of the 5 on 3. If healthy, if he plays the whole season, will Jacob Vrana score over 35 goals this season?
I gotta see it, man. Like, I can't. Like, if you're asking me to bet it, I don't think I would pull the trigger on that. 35 goals is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's almost a goal every other game, almost.
What did he play? 35 games last year?
Yes.
Did he have 21?
He did.
If he's healthy, he's got 40.
But then you got to let it play out.
Done.
Everything can't work.
Done.
Something's got to fall.
And here's your fall. You want to hear your fall? You want a hot Sam flannel take? Your fall, your setback that worry about is your guy, Raymond. Vrana, no. He's had a freaking year and a half off. He's got something to prove to be that guy. Now, he is a little bit more temperamental, I will say that, into that scoring. If anybody's like your Fedorov, it's your Vrana on this team. So in saying that, I also mean that with the offensive ability. Healthy, 40. Goal scorer, talent. Done.
Is he the one power play line?
Is he what?
He's not the number 1 power play line, right?
Dude, whoever, it doesn't matter. 1 or 2, whoever's producing. It doesn't work. Ones go all the time.
I know. Like there is mix and matches to it.
But does he have to be on the first line?
If you're a goal scorer,
to get the opportunities.
To get 35?
Yeah, I think so.
Does he have to be on the first line to get the 35?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm not hounding him as a power play. This guy has the ability to pop a breakaway again.
As of right now, first power play is Burt, Clarks, Razor, Perron, and Sider. Second power play is Elmer, Kopp, Vrana, Hronek, Kubalik. So those are 2 pretty dangerous power play units.
Absolutely. I just want to see him win faceoffs, D-Mac.
Well,
I need a guardian in the faceoff circle.
So if they win faceoffs and they're a guardian of the faceoff dot, right, on the second power play to Vrana in the slot, he will score, right? Just like Guardian Alarm. Right now is the perfect time to make sure you have peace of mind and home security from Guardian Alarm, the most trusted name in home and business security with 24/7 monitoring. Give you peace of mind knowing that you are being backed by the best in the security business. So if you want to be part of Big D Energy Woodward Sports family, you can. Please give us a call today. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
146?
Yes, sir.
146 straight days of flannel protection. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out
Stay
of
on
my
Abs.
house.
Happy beat Toronto, though.
Win a face-off and make sure. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Ribbit, Big Frog and Nova. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Nova. Stop in, tell them we sent you. Bing, bang, boom. They'll print you one off right on the spot. Go to Big Frog Novi today. Get your free t-shirt and visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, WoodwardSports.com chat there. Dave Schultz, why wait? Why wait, man?
First of all, I need a favor from Darren McCarty.
Okay.
Can you bring in 2 sticks and a puck and show this man how to win a face-off because he's obsessed about it? Maybe that'll ease his mind a little bit.
It's where possession starts, man. I think it's one of the most undervalued things in sports.
It is, but I'm saying that maybe if he shows us how, that it'll carry over and that'll make you feel easy.
You know what?
You know what? And here's the funny thing, right? Even taking face-offs in the NHL has changed, right? It always used to be that the away team had to have their stick down first. No, now it's the defensive team has to have their stick down first. It used to be that I could do any means necessary to get the puck back, and we all know that you can glove the puck to your teammate in your own zone. Well, they took that out because it used to be like a lot of time, like in the clutch and grab or whatever, I just run right through if I was taking the face off on the right side or whatever and just pick the guy, whack it back with my hand or whatever like this.
Just
take
tie
the guy
it
out
up
of the
more
play.
or
A
less,
lot of times face-off is, Neal, and it's not always the centerman winning the draw. It's a group effort.
How does that make the game better?
What?
The the changes you talked about in the face-off circle. Does that make the game better, or this just?
Well, it just goes along the lines with it's still. Guys will adjust, and it doesn't make the game better. I don't know. It's a group effort. Face-off isn't just a centerman snapping the puck back, because how many times do you see a guy get your wrist broken, where the guy just snaps it back to the D-man or whatever? It's usually like a bumble play or whatever like that, but it's usually a team effort. Now, you can be better at it because we saw last year when you don't have that possession and stuff like that, but a lot has to do with the wingers or the D-man and stuff helping it out. But that's why you see in today's day and age, guys go to spots and just chip the puck around the boards, or go to the far corner where a guy just gets it and throws it away. There's different set plays.
We should do that. I'll take a couple of draws against DMAC. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
And I'll show you. I'll show you just like our porn conversation through the decades. I will show you face-offs through the decades.
You guys gonna do NHL?
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, we got to have somebody drop it. Like we should have Sam Flannel drop the puck.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Absolutely. Okay.
Right. D-Mac shows us the face-offs, and I'll bring some 1950s porn if I can.
There we go.
Now it's a party. Would have it, T. Fawcett. Would be
probably had some too.
black and white stuff.
I like it. A couple more questions. The Red Wings, obviously, they start tomorrow. Montreal Canadiens. I can say Montreal, right? Like, I can say that, right? Toronto, Montreal.
Should have an Habs fan in here.
Yeah, Montreal Canadiens in town tomorrow to kick things off. It's going to be electric in there tomorrow night, I would think. Canadiens in town, like
red carpet,
Hopium.
opening night,
Yep.
4:30. All the guys walking in and everybody down there. Hopefully, it's a nice day. But obviously, Montreal being in town, and Montreal came off a big win, which was nice in Toronto last night. So they'll be ready to play. They got a good young team. Made some moves in the offseason.
Beat Toronto last night.
Well, that's absolutely. And this is this is one of the teams that you're going to compete with in your conference. So might as well get it underway.
I remember when I was a child at the Olympia, my most memorable game going to was the Wings against Montreal. I still remember it was a 4-4 tie, and they just went after each other. It was crazy.
I went to the last playoff game in Joe Louis Arena. It was against the Lightning. We were literally sitting in the nosiest, bleediest seats in there, like top right corner.
Smashing beers.
It was awesome. Everybody was on their feet. It was all. We went down and sat down and like snuck in some seats, and there was 2 Lightning fans that came up and took the seats, and me and my boys were like, he's just like whoop their asses. Like we know the guys are gonna help them. But it was great. It was when Ned made that save when he dove across, or not Ned. Mrazek.
Yeah.
When he dove across the crease and smacked the puck
incredible.
with his stick, like it was electric. We lost, but it was so much fun.
Jack Harrington, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neil, my Islanders start tonight. They still got Pat LaFontaine over there. Dirty South Wolverine. Terry's going to bring in the Woolworth catalog from his youth. Is that your 50s porn?
That could be it. I'm not going to say anything yet.
I do have a Red Wings question, though, for the group. I'm starting to get those vibes, though, right? Like when we talk about Verana, and the chat thread was just, electric about Verana and the goals and things like that. Are we counting on...
Is he your most talented goal scorer? Is he not your most...
Yes.
You view him as your most naturally...
He's the closest thing you have to a Ferrari, right?
Yeah, he's your... Right.
He's your Ferrari.
Right. So if anybody's going to score, like, in doing it that way, like, Bert's going to put the puck in the net.
Somehow, some way, right.
Somehow, some way, but differently. But Verana, to me, he's one of those pure scorers in the league, right? That I've played with him. I've seen him, and it's about opportunities. And for these guys, it's about confidence.
See, here's my question is, are we counting, and I'm not comparing this to the Torkelson Green parlay, but we are building a parlay here for the Red Wings. If you expect positive results, if you expect being on the graphic or in playoff contention, or just having a good season for a change, is that parlay starting to get long right now? Like you're counting on Verana being healthy, Perron's 33. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of things we're counting on to get away with 100% that logic tells us you're not going to get away with 100%.
Yeah, but you look at what the depth has. Look at the difference between the Lions. We're going into the beginning of the season. If we stay healthy and look at this and we see offensively when we're healthy what it is, you're going to see what you are. We know what the Detroit Red Wings have to be. To your point about the young guys, they've proven it a season. Now you got some other young guys coming in to try to do the same thing that Raymond and Sider did last year to prove that they're going to be an impactful part moving forward to this team. So now they got to go out and play. The biggest thing you mentioned, faceoffs is number 3. Puck possession is number 3 to what it is. PK is number 2. Goals against is number 1. The rest of it will work itself out in the wash. But here's the thing. Here's the beauty, right? Here's the beauty, right? If guys go down, we have depth, right? And I would say you don't have as much depth on the defensive blue line.
And that's my concern.
Right?
But
but remember, you still got Evanson that you're waiting. The reason he's down there is to get ice time. If he was going to play top 4 right now and get the ice time, he'd be playing, but it's better off for him to play. And again, I go back to the ice size. It's once they figure out, and Sean Horkoff goes, he's got it.
Yeah, and both things can be true here because
let me relax you for a minute.
Okay, I'm not worked up.
No, okay. But
except about winning face-offs. Win some face-offs.
Winning face-offs, and we're gonna remedy that. But to me, the rookies that we're relying on that we think are going to carry this franchise is still Mo Sider. But guess what? He's
Lucas
not a rookie
Raymond,
anymore.
Right.
And
which, by the way, can I add this
and
caveat?
Lucas Raymond is not a rookie anymore.
Right.
Remember I teased earlier when you gave bad advice. We didn't know. We would all give your friend advice about betting the Lions or the Chicago. Guys, I'm going to back this, and it's not mine. But when I heard it this morning from the Morning Wood show, yes, Adam Bay-Dune. Don't always agree with Adam's takes, but I could think that the best value on the board in sports right now might be throwing that $100 that you'd invest, right, into Mo Sider at plus 2,000 for the Norris Trophy. Now, hear me out.
Ooh.
Right? Cale Makar's plus 450 because it's Cale Makar's Norris Trophy to begin with at the season. It's his, right? But if he gets hurt, if something happens or whatever, obviously, and I'm going to the point of the why. Well, he played all the way to the finals last year. First time doing it. You don't know. Ice time. If he gets hurt, who would you expect to step up and be in that conversation?
Mo Sider.
So what I'm saying is value-wise, 100 to win 2,000 for a season bet on something that might. That's the $100 bet. Is that so you can get Mo Sider for the Norris at plus 2,000 before the season if you have that extra 100. Or $10 gets you 200.
Yeah.
$5 gets you 100. Right?
D-Mac,
that's a bet.
So
how do you feel about this?
You got to do this before somebody gets injured.
Well, yeah, obviously.
You got to do it pretty
before
quickly.
the season starts.
What do you got real quick, Spence?
D-Mac, how do you feel about this in the WoodwardSports.com chat? The all-knowing Brandon Katz. Verana is a role player. He scored because he played with Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Carlson.
I don't even need to comment on that because somebody else already did. 21 goals in 37 games with the Wings does not prove that he can do it. It's more the player than it is who you're playing against. So eat a bullet.
He said 21 goals.
Brandon, that's one of your really bad ones. Into the box with the Legend Killer. Into the box.
Well, hey, that's one of the really bad ones, but the loaded fries at Big Boy are one of the really good ones. There's 3 of them, as a matter of fact, for a limited time only. The all-new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the Bacon Blue. Upgrade those fries. What are you guys doing? Chili cheese fries,
delicious.
Baked potato fries,
Orgasmic.
Nacho fries.
Put it in your mouth.
Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Burgers and fries.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here from Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Don't forget, Spencer, this applies to you, the Australian Gold The designer skin, the Cal-Tan, and your favorite, the Swedish Beauty lotions are available as well. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. 26 locations and more on the way. It's homecoming season, everybody. Get that airbrush tan at Chili Peppers Tanning. I know a couple of you are in school right now watching. First off, you're doing the right thing. And number two, if homecoming's coming up, ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. I just want to touch on this because I'm thinking about this one a lot. I was thinking about it this morning when I was on the treadmill at Planet Fitness. This Michigan-Penn State game, I keep going back and forth on this one. And I want to give Penn State the benefit of the doubt because while Auburn is not Auburn, they did go into Auburn and they mollywopped them, to steal one of your phrases, T-Foss. I don't know. Michigan is an unknown. And I think even the biggest Michigan slap can admit that. Is that a fair statement? We don't know about Michigan yet. Is that fair?
We don't know how good they can be. I will agree that's fair.
That's
You
fair.
went that way. That's fair.
Sure. And you know what? Yeah, that's the Michigan way, but that's fair. My stock response is to say take Penn State with the 7. That's my initial emotional thing, to take Penn State with the 7. But then you start putting together the James Franklin effect. The questions they have at the quarterback spot, despite the fact their quarterback's been there for 8 years. Yep. He's this generation's Tony Rice, T-Foss. He's been there forever. I think he's got 3 degrees. I don't have, I keep going back and forth, but like I said, from a betting perspective, if Michigan wins, and look, I'm staying consistent with it. They have an 11-game exhibition schedule. They're almost a 3-1 favorite on the money line. Okay, they should win this You expect to win this football game, right? You do by 2 scores.
Yes, I did say by 2 scores. Although I don't think this game qualifies as exhibition. I think it is a true test because I do think Penn State has made improvements from last season. Those 2 running backs who are freshmen who are absolutely killing it on the ground. They got a good secondary. They have a freshman linebacker who's playing really well. Another linebacker. It is linebacker U, and they just reload at Penn State. So I do think that they have to take Penn State seriously. And one thing I'd like to see out of Michigan that has really it hasn't sat very well with me so far. In their last 3 games, they've been kind of games that Michigan has expected to win, kind of an easy part of their schedule, at least of their Big Ten schedule. Every single game they've opened up, scored on their opening drive. 7-0 immediately. Although against Maryland, it was a 10-yard drive. But still. From there, they've never really put their foot...
It's always been 10-7.
It's always been 10-7. Every single game, I've had tense moments. Every single one of them. I mean, against Indiana, they took an early 7-0 lead, and at halftime, it was 10-10. They haven't really put their foot down on the throat of these teams. They've let them hang around. And I think in the second half of every single one of these games, there have been moments where it's been in peril. Even in the Iowa game. Remember the Iowa game? It was 20.
No, that game was never in peril.
It was 20-7,
Once
and
you got
Iowa
in the
was in the
teens,
red zone.
it was over.
Iowa was in the red zone, down 20-7. It was in peril, and I blame Michigan.
That's not in peril, brother.
Yes, it is.
I got a couple questions,
yes.
right? Penn State doesn't play well in the big house. Is that
James Franklin especially.
Right, exactly. So to me, the home field, that's a big point. Secondly, with what you mentioned, we can all agree that Penn State's defense is better than last year's, so their focus will be stopping Blake Corum, correct?
Yeah.
Which in meaning that should we not see the real J.J. McCarthy because Harbaugh have to open up.
Let me take it a step further, D-Mac.
Passing game, and then with this game, not only I think Michigan is going to win this game by 3 scores, but I picked Alabama last week, so don't go by me. But what I'm saying is that we're going to see more to what the real Michigan, to Sam's point.
See, like that, but see, D-Mac, I want to take that a step further. T-Foss, does the real J.J. McCarthy exist? Is this like a mythical creature?
How far do we have to go?
Neal, no.
It's not him. It's Harbaugh. Is Harbaugh going to open up J.J. McCarthy?
Well, then you're handicapped.
The Dragon might be living in the cage, but Harbaugh's not letting him loose.
That's what I'm saying. Now, the fact that if he doesn't,
now,
if we don't see that.
I talk to my We Are Penn State guy, follows him all the time. He always thinks Penn State's going to get rolled every time they come to Michigan Stadium. This year, he's saying Penn State's going to be able to run the ball, at least for the first half. He's not sure if they're going to do it for 4 quarters, but he thinks they'll lose by 7 to 10 points. So it won't be a blowout. So you're going to be tense for this game for real.
But the longer Sam Flannel, and this is a genuine question too. Like, I know we joke and ha-ha and all that kind of stuff, and it's funny and it's a great bit. But the longer that this goes on, the more you play with fire, you're more likely to get burned. I mean, when are we going to see it? For real, like when are we going to see JJ McSizzle and when?
I think you saw it a little bit in the second half against Indiana, which is encouraging, but I can also say that if Michigan starts as slowly as they have, especially against Indiana, against Penn State, they're going to fall behind by 7, 10 at halftime, and then you really have to see, they'll really be in peril, and you really have to see this team face some adversity and see what they're made of. I don't think that should happen. I think Michigan needs to, once they get up early, just keep the foot on the gas and keep pounding. But they kind of have just had this, they get bogged down, they get complacent, and that is what scares me, because that's not going to get it done against Penn State. But this is I think this is a real test, so we'll see what they're made of.
Couple quick thoughts as we get ready to wrap things up. People pleaser, woodwardsports.com chat thread says, I don't know, maybe JJ still can't hit guys deep accurately. Guy has a cannon, but he's missed.
He's only missed once.
According to Sam Flannel, right. But for those of us that have functioning eyes and can see, he's hitting those at like a 15% clip. But anyway,
20%.
Are we not giving respect to Heisman hopeful Blake Corum enough? Do you think that Penn State are not going to be able to run, or do you think he's just going to continue to be able to put up 100?
I mean, I think they'll be able to run the ball. I think the offense should be able to put up points in this game. I think that they should score between 28 and 35. But the question is whether they will execute, whether the coaching staff lets the offense sort of open up a little bit. And
will JJ hit the throw if they do?
Hey, and that's
fair.
That is fair. He has hit a couple of really good throws, but especially against Maryland, he did miss quite a few, and he missed an egregious one to Roman Wilson against Iowa. But I know this is a little bit geeky, but during that throw that he missed to Ronnie Bell in the last game against Indiana, he was well covered, and it looked like he had a little bit more air under the ball, and the only reason that it wasn't complete was because Ronnie Bell was well covered. It wasn't JJ's fault.
Can you get to the read, please?
I thought he was going to say it was the win.
Yeah, tell me. I'd rather hear about Mr. Phillips than the only reason that JJ's pass wasn't completed.
Yeah.
Well, hey, maybe he should talk to Mr. Phillips then for his real estate needs, and then everything would be complete.
Hey, not Tony Phillips, by the way. Michael Phillips. Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the #1 option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. This is Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network.
Michael Phillips will complete the deep pass.
J.J. McCarthy will complete the deep pass this week. Woodward Sports Network.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Got a question for the guys? Anybody here? Sam Flannels, anybody here? Got a question? Drop it in the woodwardsports.com chat thread, and we'll address them. But, yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about this Michigan team, D-Mac. And, again, I saw Penn, and look, Penn State had their struggles too against Central Michigan and things like that, but I saw them have a defining moment and go to an SEC stadium on the road and smash them into oblivion. When I came out here and went against them on it, and they absolutely destroyed my opinions on it and everything like that, hats off to them. I mean, I've recovered. I'm 23-8. I'm entitled to be wrong once, but you know, it's one of those things where I just don't have a feel. And it wouldn't surprise me. I don't expect it, but it wouldn't surprise me if Michigan did lose the game. It wouldn't surprise me.
Really?
I wouldn't be stunned.
I think that
I wouldn't be 3-1 favorite stunned.
To me, the fact that Penn State lays an egg when they go to the big house, the fact that James Franklin himself, right, can't perform there until he shows me, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. You could be absolutely right. We'd be sitting here. Look at, I thought Alabama last week, it would go different against A&M, and it didn't. Terry tried to tell me I should listen to Mr. Foster more often, but I just don't see it. I think that you're right. It's 10. You know, maybe it's not 3 scores, but, 10-point game because Michigan seems to keep it close, but I don't think they're in trouble.
T-Foss,
what about 27-17?
Yeah,
Michigan,
but just like one of those ones that they're never... they're always...
See, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Penn State won, but I wouldn't bet on it. Like, I'm not counting on it. I mean, I guess if I had to shade, I would take Penn State with the points. But here's a line, and this is Brandon Katz kind of recovering a little bit, because these are my thoughts exactly. Clifford isn't consistent. Penn State has a good running game and defense. For Penn State, we talk about these parlays all the time, T. For Penn State to win this game, they have to hit a Clifford and James Franklin parlay. And show me the people who are stepping up to bet on that.
No, you're not betting on that. And my We Are Penn State guy believes Penn State's going to keep it close because they're going to run the football effectively against Michigan for a majority of the game.
Ask Flannel Sam in the Woodward Sports chat, who's a bigger choke artist, Jim Harbaugh or James Franklin?
Oh, Jim Harbaugh coaches circles around James Franklin. And I'm not the biggest Jim Harbaugh apologist, but come on. James Franklin has blown numerous games.
Yeah.
I can't count. Jim Harbaugh, I think he blew the 2016 game against Ohio State and the 2015 game against Michigan State. That's pretty bad, but James Franklin he's like a choker of historical proportions.
What about Nebraska and Penn State into the Big Ten, man? Both these clown shows coming into the Big Ten. Remember when they came in? How great it was going to be.
It's all over with the SEC.
Yeah, like a mega conference.
And guess who? We're hearing it again with USC. They're going to come in rolling, win the Big Ten, and everything's going to be Ohio State and USC.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington asked Neal, "You going to make me sad and take Tennessee over my Tide?" I'll take them with the points. That Tennessee game is a lot like the Alabama-Texas game, where when you look at things in totality, yeah, you would have to say Alabama and the talent and stuff like that, but college sports don't happen in totality. They happen in a vacuum, and it's week to week. And that place is going to be it's going to be like Michigan Stadium was last year for the Ohio State game.
What time does that game start?
3:30.
All right. Damn.
It's going to be I equate this game, and you guys can go back and watch. I really liked Michigan's chances against Ohio State last year. Remember we had that discussion?
Absolutely.
Because it lines up in a vacuum, and there's going to be a lot of similar qualities to where Neyland Stadium's going to be like the Big House last year against Ohio State, where the people have been dormant for years, and they're waiting to explode.
Are you wearing orange, pumpkin orange on Saturday?
No.
All right.
No.
He's wearing candy corn orange.
No, I'll be at Keyworth Stadium doing the television. So between commercials,
you can still wear
flip
orange.
over to Detroit City FC. Oh, a couple hundred tickets left. It's going to be sold out there. It's going to be electric in that place too. So
I'm
There
sure
you
it
have
will
it.
be, but I'd rather watch Tennessee.
Hey, Jack
Ohio
Harrington,
State.
I think that your
Or
Islanders
Alabama.
will be along with the Red Wings battling for those final
get on the
wild
graphic.
cards to get on the graphic. It's what you can
It's
hope
too bad,
for.
man. I want the Islanders to be
Where's
good.
Jack Harrington from if his teams are Alabama and the
Because
Islanders?
he's from somewhere not here.
Well, he's Yankees.
Yeah,
he's a New York guy.
He's consistent.
Yeah, he's a New York guy.
Yeah, I
want
guess
the
they
Islanders.
don't really have a college team to root for.
Yeah, their old
Syracuse,
logo.
maybe.
I've never seen a team have a. Oh, real quick. Speaking of this, because it's uniform based. We didn't really get a chance to get to it.
Oh yeah.
I've never had a team or seen a team that had such a miss from their old school logo being so good, like the Islanders, to that new one where they put the Gordon Fisherman on the front of it, the fish sticks guy.
Yeah.
Catch Oregon's act, by the way. For their cancer awareness game, look at this fire
Team
that Oregon's
Foster
put
brought
on
that.
there. That is heat.
I might wear that Monday, man.
Yeah, those
Pants
are
and
dope.
shirt.
Those are dope.
That is heat right there, Sam Flannel. Now, Michigan would never, right, Sam Flannel?
Well, that's because Michigan has the best home uniforms in all of sports, period. They don't need to change perfection. Come on now.
And on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not going to ruin the rest of my Thursday.
There you go. Hey, Oregon unis, man, those things are heat, dude. For T-Foss, for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raster, my name is Neal Ruhl. Appreciate all you guys at WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Thanks for tapping in. See you tomorrow.
Deuces.
Lotto football tomorrow.
Oh,
Big D
yeah.
Energy. Well, see you later.
Candy corn.